Welcome to the Kitchen Garden Cooking School Workshop. Today we're going to be talking about peppers. If you signed up on Eventbrite, then you can go to the Eventbrite and look at the handout. The handout we have is in Spanish and English. It has a growing guide, a My Plate poster, and also it has the 3 easy recipes that we're going to be doing today. If you have any questions, please chat in and we'll answer as many questions as we can. Okay, so my name is Connie. I'm one of the program coordinators here at the Tarrant Area Food Bank, and this is Cheryl. She's the program specialist at the Tarrant Area Food Bank, and she will be doing our nutrition portion of the program. So, thank you, Cheryl. So, this program was created to connect us between gardening, eating in season, and also eating more fruits and vegetables. So, we're going to do an overview and we're going to talk about growing it. We're going to talk about the nutritional benefits of it. And we're also going to talk about the 3 recipe demos that we're going to be doing today. So, like I said, if you signed up on Eventbrite, you should have received a packet. With the packet, it should have a My Plate poster, a growing guide, and 3 recipes. And these recipes are for sweet peppers. So, what we want to do is we want to talk about why we're doing this program. We're doing this program about peppers because they're in season right now. So if you're a gardener, guess what? You probably have a pepper plant growing in your garden, and you probably have a lot of peppers growing. So they're in season, and in season, what does that really mean to us? So in season means that we are right now probably picking peppers off the plant. We don't have to travel very far. The peppers are really good and tasty right now. And also, in season means that when you go into the grocery store to purchase peppers, they may not be as expensive as they were during the winter time when peppers don't grow. So the great thing about the North Texas area is we have year-round gardening. What does year-round gardening mean? Year-round gardening means that we can grow something all the time. Keep going on. Oh. Okay, so what does year-round gardening mean? That means that all year you could have something growing in your garden. So, but peppers are usually growing around April the 1st through May 1st, and also another season, which is June 15th to July the 15th. So if you want to grow some peppers, this is the great time to grow it. And peppers are usually grown in full sunlight, so about 6 to 8 hours. So you don't have to worry about putting them under a tree or shading them from the sun. They really like sun really well. So they could be planted in a raised bed. They could also be planted in ground, and they can also be planted in a container. That's what we have it in right now, a container. So you want to use a transplant or a seedling. So if you go to the store, if they sell plants, you'll probably see a small little seedling pepper, and then you could just plant it directly in the ground or wherever you're going to plant it. So peppers have a variety of different types, and as you can see, we have a variety of different colors. So if you want, you could just decide what you want. If you like spicy, you got spicy. If you want color, we have color. So if you have any questions, please go to the chat, and I'm going to turn you over to Cheryl right now.
Hey, thank you, Connie. So, like she said, in your packet, you should have a My Plate poster. And if you look at My Plate, that's something you may have seen before. It replaces our old food pyramid. So the My Plate shows us a model of the 5 basic food groups, and it also shows the proportions of those food groups that we should be consuming every day for good health. So if you're looking at My Plate, one thing you might see straight away is that about half of it is, in fact, fruits and vegetables. And that's an area most of us are not consuming the recommended amounts of, particularly vegetables. So that's one reason we're doing this class today, to encourage you to eat more vegetables, namely peppers. So when we're talking about a serving size for peppers, we're going to be talking about, that will be 1 cup of raw and a 1/2 cup cooked, because when we cook it, they kind of go down a little bit. So in a serving of peppers, a 1 cup serving is going to have only about 30 calories, not a lot. It's also going to have about 2.5 grams of fiber, about 7 grams of carbohydrates, about 1 gram of protein, and almost no fat. So they've also got a lot of other good nutrients that our bodies need. One thing that they've got a lot of is vitamin C. Vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin, so we need to have that every day because our bodies really don't store it. So a green pepper is going to have almost twice the recommended amount of vitamin C that we need every day, and red even more, almost 3. But red is also a good source of vitamin A, which is also something that we could have more of in our diet. They also are a great source of folate. Folate is needed for our rapidly growing cells, like in our hair, and it's especially important for expectant moms. Those growing babies need folate. Folate is also good for red and white blood cells. It helps our DNA synthesis. It's a very essential nutrient. And then, as I mentioned before, they have fiber. And most of us are only consuming about half the recommended amount of fiber. They also have what we call insoluble fiber and soluble. Soluble fiber is the kind that binds with water and kind of forms a gel. And that's going to help regulate your blood sugar. When you eat, it's going to slow that absorption of sugars into your bloodstream. Insoluble fiber is the kind that's going to aid your digestion and help things go more smoothly. So as you see, fibers have a lot of good nutrients and a lot of good things about them. So Connie's going to show us some exciting recipes today so that we can get more of these great vegetables into our diet. If you've got any questions, remember you can always chat into that chat box.
Thank you, Cheryl. So what's great about peppers is they're in season right now, so that's what we want to focus on. So today, peppers, they have a lot of varieties of peppers, but we're going to focus more on colors, right? So we love these beautiful colors that these peppers are showing, so we want to make sure that we focus on colors. We're going to focus on bell peppers and mini peppers. So these are the 2 that we're going to focus on today in our recipe. So if you do anything with bell peppers are interchangeable. I know it's less expensive to get a green bell pepper in a store, but red, orange, and yellow, they just have different vitamins and minerals. So we want to just focus on all different colors. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to just talk about picking our peppers in a grocery store. So, or if you have your peppers on a plant, we're going to talk about just picking our peppers. So these peppers should be sturdy and firm, and you shouldn't see any marks or black marks on the peppers. You want to make sure that you look at the stem to make sure they don't have any brown marks on the peppers. And then you want to just make sure that you want to use them for certain things. So say we're doing some baked peppers today. So I was in a store and I was looking for peppers that I could actually stand up on in a pan, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. But you know, a lot of orange peppers and red peppers, they are more slender, so you can't stand those up. So we want to make sure that you see that. So our mini peppers, we can use for a lot of different things. I'm going to show you a couple of ways that we're going to use these mini peppers, but we could use them to eat as a snack. We could use them in salads, and we could also use them in interchangeable with the actual bell peppers. They're just a little smaller and a little harder to cut. So, but if you do have a recipe for mini peppers, like the recipe we're going to be doing today, you just want to know if you couldn't find mini peppers in a store, you can use any of these bell peppers in exchange for it. So let's go to the great part and talk about our recipe. So our first recipe, as you can see, is a cheesy broccoli and broccoli stuffed pepper. So I love stuffed peppers. I'm from New Orleans. I grew up on stuffed peppers, but this is something that I have not ever had. So I want to just show you how easy it is for you to take these peppers and stuff them with whatever you want. Peppers are so easy to stuff. So you're going to take your pepper, and I'm going to do the red. We have orange, yellow, and green already stuffed. But we're going to do this red, and we're just going to cut the top off the red. And we're going to take the insides or our seeds out of it. And we're going to take our stuffing and we're going to fill it to the top. Look how pretty that looks. So it's all full, ready, and it's gonna stand up really good in your pan. So all our peppers are done, but with the magic of TV, we're actually gonna take our peppers that I've done a little bit earlier out of the oven. Look how pretty they came out. They're nice and soft, 15 minutes. 15 minutes in the oven. Doesn't take that long at all. And you not only could eat the stuffing, but you could eat all of the inside and the outside of the pepper. So everything is edible for this recipe. Okay, so let's start with our next recipe, which I know you're gonna really love. So we're gonna do a hummus. What's so great about this hummus is that you don't need tahini. So you're probably thinking, what is tahini? Well, it's really expensive, and most hummus that you get in the store will have some tahini in it, but it's really expensive, and a lot of people, we don't want to worry about spending too much money on something that you're going to use 1 or 2 times. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the hummus without tahini. So in this recipe, it calls for roasted peppers. Well, we can roast our peppers. So if you look on your recipe that's in your handout, it'll show you how to roast the peppers. But we're going to use jarred roasted peppers. And you can see how pretty those red roasted peppers are. So we're going to use the jarred roasted peppers this time and put in our recipe. So let's go to our blender. And I am putting in chickpeas and red roasted peppers into this recipe. And we have our spices. which is Italian season and salt. Garlic, everybody love garlic, so you gotta have a lot of garlic. So we have our garlic. And then we have our liquid ingredients. We put them all together. So we're gonna put everything in here and just make sure that we get it. Okay, we're gonna be a little noisy for 1 second. Okay, so if you look at this, it's a red roasted peppers, but if you wanted to roast any other color, you can also roast any other color. We just got the red roasted peppers. Look how pretty that is. Me and my stuff. Okay, our red roasted peppers. So we're gonna put that right here. And we could use any of our different colors. Kids love these different colors that these peppers give off. They have a lot of different types of colors. So they always looking for what color is this? It's another teaching tool that you could use for your kids. So the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a zesty mini pepper salad. So we have our mini peppers. So we're gonna cut off the top. We're gonna cut it lengthwise, make sure we get the middle, and then we're gonna slice it. So do we have any questions out there about peppers? Remember, in the Eventbrite, you will see the handout on a growing guide, so you can see all of the ways to grow peppers. So I use a full bag of mini peppers, but I am just gonna demonstrate these 3 right here. And I'm gonna put them in our bowl. And we have all of our mini peppers all mixed up. So we have some white onions. If you wanted to use red onions, you can use red onions in this recipe. We have our dill. And then we have our salad dressing that we already pre-made. And you can see how pretty that is before we even mix it up. And when you cut your vegetables, just make sure you try to make sure that your vegetables is cut up in the same size. It just makes it easier when you're cooking. You want it to be cut in the same size. If you're making a salad, you want it to just be cut in the same size. So look how pretty. And let me get mine. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Look at that. All those pretty colors you could keep in the refrigerator. You know, when you get tired of lettuce and tomato salads, this is the one that you want to try. It's easy. It brings out your plate. So these are our 3 recipes. I hope you enjoyed making peppers with me, and I hope to see you on our next video. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and also Twitter. If you want to sign up for another class, you can do www.tertiaryfoodbank.eventbrite.com. And you can also go to our webpage, TAFB.org, and see what we're doing to fight hunger. So thank you for being with us today.